Today we're going over oddball fish for your freshwater aquarium. Let's go. You are about to see some of the coolest fish in the freshwater scene, and let me tell you, you're gonna want to add them to your tank. You may have not ever seen these fish before in your life, or if you have, you just haven't thought about owning them. Trust me, you're gonna want to own them after this video. Upside down catfish are the very first fish on this list, and that is because even their name is odd. Let's be real. What other fish do you know that swims upside down as its normal state of being? You don't know one. And that's because these guys are actually upright at birth. Like when they're babies, they swim around like a normal fish. But they get used to foraging when they're upside down, trying to get things off of rocks or off of driftwood or whatever they can. So they're used to foraging for food while being upside down. Well, eventually they end up forming a habit that causes them to always swim upside down. So what's different between them and a lot of other fish, other than swimming upside down, is the fact that a lot of fish have a white belly or a very pale belly. And that's because they need all the camouflage on the top of their bodies. Well, these guys need camouflage on their underbellies, so they have a dark camouflaged underbelly because when they're upside down all the time, predators from up above could see them and come swipe at them. But instead, now they're camouflaged on the top and bottom, so they're completely safe. Now, in order to keep these guys, you do need a 30-gallon tank or bigger. They like to be kept in groups of 6 or more, and they're a peaceful fish. So don't keep them with predatory fish because they're just not going to gel well, and they're probably going to get picked on because they're pretty easygoing fish. They like to be kept in a tank with a pH of 6 to 8 and a temperature of 71 to 79 degrees Fahrenheit or 22 Celsius to 26 Celsius. They're an omnivore that prefers algae, but they'll eat just about anything, and you'll normally find them underneath a piece of driftwood sucking the algae off of it. I'm doing a giveaway in this video. You need to make sure that you're subscribed and make sure that you're following the Discord because you can find out where giveaways are happening on all my platforms. The next fish on this list is black ghost knife fish. And look, a lot of people know about these, but a lot of them don't know the details. These guys end up getting very large, and what I mean by that is you need a 120-gallon tank in order to house one of these guys at full adult size. They get pretty massive. And another really cool thing about this fish is, well, they're practically blind and they're also nocturnal. They use electric signals to bounce off of things around them in order to kind of tell them where they're going. They're kind of like a bat using sonar, right? It's essentially the same thing, just a different vibe to it. These guys are really cool and they have a very unique body shape. They have no dorsal or caudal fin, so it kind of makes them look like a knife. Hence, the knife fish name. They have very unique fins on the bottom that kind of make it look like they hover around in the water. It's very, very cool. And in order to keep them, you do need to realize that they are scaleless fish. So because they don't have scales, they have pretty sensitive skin. So you don't want to keep any sort of hard, rock in there that's super sharp or any type of sharp decorations or objects or anything, along with the sand being fine rather than it being gravel because it can really affect their skin. They like a temperature of 75 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit or 24 to 28 degrees Celsius and a pH of 6 to 7.5. They're really cool fish, but I would consider them not beginner friendly because of a couple things, from the scalelessness to, them being predators to them being really big. And also they're pretty sensitive to temperature fluctuations and just parameter fluctuations in general. So make sure you have some experience before keeping these guys. African butterfly fish are the next on this list, and it's because they just look so dang unique. They got these fins and talons and all this stuff hanging off all over the place. They kind of give a major lionfish vibe, but for freshwater. The nice thing about these fish is, for an oddball, they're one of the easiest to take care of. Now, I will say that they can be a little bit temperamental or, rude towards smaller fish, but for the most part, they're pretty peaceful fish. They require a tank that stays at temperatures from 75 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit or 24 to 28 degrees Celsius, a 25 plus gallon tank, and they're also surface dwellers, so they're gonna hang out at the top of your tank. These guys usually only cost around $25 to $30, so you might want to take a second glance the next time that you see them in a fish store because they're pretty dang cool. Also, it looks like they have an upside down mohawk. Who doesn't want that in their tank? The next fish is an absolute stunner. It's not really an oddball, but I will say that this is one of the most unique patterns that you'll see on a fish, and it's going to be the zebra pleco. These guys are jaw-dropping. They have very distinctive patterns. They will be kind of reclusive inside of a tank. They do happen to just stay hidden, and you know how plecos are, right? But these guys are one of the coolest looking plecos that you'll ever see. These guys cost around $250, and it might be because they last from 10 to 15 years, so you're not going to buy another one for a long time. It's definitely an investment if you are going to purchase one. The reason that the cost is so high is because they are super rare and they're very hard to breed. You just don't come by them very often, especially depending on the pattern. If they have a super unique pattern, you can expect to pay up to $500. Much like many other plecos, they're pretty easy to take care of. You know, they eat the algae, they kind of chill, they're not very, demanding when it comes to parameters and stuff, but you definitely want to make sure that you're an experienced keeper because, they cost $250. It's not like, this is chump change unless you just happen to be super rich. Oh, have you not joined my Discord? You absolutely should, because you'll get exclusive callouts to giveaways that are happening on all of my platforms. Also, this guy right here, that could be you. He just won a water box giveaway for a free water box aquarium. Isn't that crazy? Go join. Archerfish are next on the list, and that's because they have a crazy unique ability. It's not that they look technically crazy or anything. They're not a super oddball fish in that sense, but they do have this really unique ability to be able to shoot things with water from their mouths above surface level and get them to fall into the water so they could eat them. So think about a fly just chilling on a wall outside of the surface level, and they're able to break the tension of the water, hit the fly, and get it to fall into the water so they can eat it. It's pretty impressive stuff. Scientists have actually done a lot of studies on these guys because of their accuracy with their water shooting. Now, these guys are generally pretty peaceful fish, and that's for the most part with any type of tank mate, except for other archerfish. They do kind of get territorial from time to time with them. Now, you're going to need a 100-gallon plus tank in order to house some of these guys. It is what it is. They get pretty big, and you need a big tank for them. The next time that you're at the store, you see an archerfish, check them out. Even if you're not going to take one home, just check it out and see what it's all about, because they're really cool and interesting fish. All right, in order to be entered into the giveaway, you have to comment, Taytoe made it to 1K with an exclamation point. Comment it down below and make sure that you're subscribed to me on YouTube, or else you literally cannot win. I will enter you into a giveaway when you comment that down below. The last fish on this list is the Amazon leaf fish. And let me tell you, if this thing ain't the most unique damn fish on this list, I just don't know what is. These fish are aptly named because they look exactly like a leaf floating to the bottom of the river. And a lot of the times, that's exactly what they do in order to lure in prey. They'll go all the way down to the very bottom. They'll sink like a leaf all the way down to the bottom and just lay on the floor, very stationary. And their colors will actually match their surroundings to where they camouflage even better. And they wait for their prey, and then they whoosh, snap up and get them. Now, obviously, with that in mind, you probably don't want to keep a bunch of little fish around, because they're going to be able to snatch them up, and they're going to snatch them up because they're absolutely predators. But just check these guys out. They're so cool, aren't they? I absolutely love the fish hobby, but just these oddballs are really what makes the whole world of freshwater fish and saltwater fish so incredibly cool, because you could just find the most unique damn fish that have evolved over generations to become what they are now. And this guy's a leaf. He looks like a Pokemon. You've made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for all of your support. I truly, truly appreciate it. It's really hard to be seen in this whole, vast ocean of other YouTubers. Getting even a small amount of recognition for the amount of time that I put into these videos really makes a world of difference to me. So please like, share, comment, subscribe. Go join the Discord channel. It's really, really cool. People are chatting up a storm in there. I love it. And yeah, make sure that you do what I said about the giveaway so you could be entered. See you guys later.